Oh, we didn't get a countdown? Is it live? Well,
Yeah.
hello. Are we live?
Yeah.
I guess we are live. Okay. Wow. Okay. Hey, do you want an intro? Do you want an intro? We can give you one. I don't know what happened there. We didn't get the countdown. Okay, that's 100% my fault. Yeah. So sorry. I'll have to fix that, I guess. I don't know what happened there. Welcome to NHL Nightly. Here's our intro. Yeah, there we go. How about that? NHL Nightly. Welcome to it. Sorry about the weird intro. Apologize. We got to figure that out. Guacamole, Rain, Saad, Jack Fleming. Rangers are missing the playoffs, Jack Fleming says. The boys are back in again. Jordan D. Pepe. I love that name, by the way. Jordan, let's go. All right. Already 60 in the chat. Let's go. Hot Take Hockey was live. John himself was live for 2 hours today to break this trade on his own. So, here we are. We're cleaning up the mess a little bit after Hot Take is talking about it for 2 hours with you guys. So we appreciate everybody coming back to discuss it in a, I guess, semi format. I don't know where we go from here. Okay, let me just get the trades. Rico and Pearlo, just give your thoughts.
Go ahead, Rico.
You want anybody would talk, it would be really helpful.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, sorry. I was muted for a second there. Yeah, my apologies. I mean, I think Vancouver did okay with the hand they were dealt. I think they've been trying to get something in the works for a while for what seems to be JT Miller. Everybody was questioning whether it would be him, Pettersson, who was going to be, where he was going to go. I mean, it finally came down. Another trade before the Four Nations, well ahead of the trade deadline. And JT Miller obviously had some protection as well. And it looks like Vancouver went to him and asked him if he would waive it to go to the Rangers. Did what they can. I mean, Heedle's only, 25, 26, still a young player. This Mancini kid's going to fit down the road a little bit for Vancouver. Big defender on the right side. So I think they got a nice little piece there too. And this helps the Rangers right now as well with Brandstrom and Miller. I mean, the cap's going up. People complain about the Miller contract. Sure, he's going to age as a player, but the contract.
We got, speaking of the cap, I don't want to bury that. That was what I wanted to start the show with when I saw that news, not thinking we'd have all this other stuff. So we'll get into that. So you guys, we got numbers for the next 3 years on pretty much what they think the cap can be. And this is bar none, worst case scenario. So these numbers could be larger. Go ahead, Rico, continue.
Yeah, I mean, who's got the best player in the trade here? They say that's who always wins it at the time. I mean, you could think of it down the road and what the repercussions are of Miller growing into this contract and stuff. But today, on paper, I think the Rangers win this trade.
Yes. Pearlo.
Yeah, I mean, you can't deny that. I mean, JT Miller has had 100-point seasons. I mean, all of those sort of things like that. Canucks do get some cap space. They got lots of cap space in the summer. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with all that cap space. But like Rico said, I mean, it was a tough call because they probably didn't have all that much leverage. He can go where he wants to go. And I don't know how many teams he gave him to go to. Apparently Columbus might have been one of them.
I heard today, on that note, Pearlo, and what you're saying, I heard today, and I don't remember where I heard it, so I apologize, the source, that Jim Rutherford came out and said, we have a significant problem, but was to kind of soften the team list, to kind of put more pressure on JT Miller to waive his no trade for more than one team. Because I think after all this is said and done, there have been a lot of teams in on Miller, and he's been like, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So I think they've had, I think that's why he came out and said because everybody was really befuddled by that, right? And then I was like, wow, that does make a lot of sense, though, that he's basically trying to take JT Miller down a notch, essentially.
Yeah.
And, you know, like it's unbelievable to me. By the way, it's 3-1 Canucks, 11 minutes left to go in that game. 1-0 Utah already through the second period, 16:25. Utah's on a power play for the next 43 seconds. The Colorado Avalanche put 4 up on the St. Louis Blues in the first.
Yeah.
And the only other game we have going on tonight, I guess I could have just showed you the scores. The Predators lost to the Sabres. Didn't we call that? Didn't we have the Sabres in that one?
Yeah,
felt like the Sabres could win that game. So there are your evening time scores.
Put that out earlier. You did in the video for sure. Yeah.
129 people in the chat. This is the trade we're talking about. JT Miller, Eric Branstrom, and Jackson Dorrington go to the New York Rangers. Filipino Victor Mancini, a 2025 first-round pick, top 13 protected, which I kind of like that one. No salary retained on Miller. If New York Rangers pick is in the top 13, pick transfers to 2026. So they give up a first to get him. That's probably the value one. Yeah, Saad, I don't know how she feels on the subject, to be honest with you. She's been here and it's not worked. We haven't been able to discuss it. So Nuck should have made a push for Zibby at least. Well, I heard Zibanejad is who they wanted in the first, was involved in the first play, but Vancouver didn't want him. So I think Vancouver said no to Zibanejad. I think they were like, nah, we're good on Zibanejad. So that's been reported. So we'll see. Perla, what do you got? You got something in the chat going on?
Yeah. I'm just saying the only thing I have with Miller is he's another player for the Rangers that isn't very good 5-on-5 guy as far as driving. They've got a lot of those guys, so that'll be interesting to see what happens.
I mean, the Rangers have been playing actually solid hockey as of late. I'm not saying giving up Filipino is going to mess up their stuff, though.
No, I just think that it's that would be the only thing is they're trying to, for 2 years now, get a 5-on-5 game that drives play, and they haven't been able to come to it. And they have one of the best coaches that did that for several years, and it still hasn't really been working out. So that would be the only thing. But don't get me wrong, I still say they won that trade no matter what. Like, of course, like, can't say otherwise.
Jack Fleming in the chat says, I don't really understand the Rangers roster construction salaries. So, yeah, it seems like that, too. They got rid of an aging defenseman with kind of a long contract to Anaheim, and it looks like, for all practical sense, Trouba's fit in really well there. I also think the West is just weaker than the East, and I think it's harder to be a defenseman in his position. But, also, like, they took on JT Miller at almost the same price, and he's longer deal, I think, than what Trouba has. So I don't think that JT Miller contract's going to age super well for the Rangers either. But with the cap going up significantly, like we will be talking about, let's see. Do you think it's safe to take the trade down? I'll put it back up at some point, guys. I'm going to we'll discuss. I know Hot Take Hockey put out a poll on the YouTube. On X. So
it's just sad. Like, to be honest with you, like, look what Vancouver did last year. If it wasn't for Demko getting hurt and Besser, I mean, they took Edmonton. They could have went somewhere in the playoffs last year. And the crowd in Vancouver chanting JT Miller's name, like, that's never going to be forgotten, man. And it's too bad they couldn't figure stuff out over there. Because
they loved him.
I know, like, loved him. Like, the crowd's chanting his name. Like, there's not many people in the NHL to get their name chanted in the arena every night.
I mean, I see MVP for players like McDavid and Ovechkin and Crosby and stuff like that back in the day. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. Where are we going with this? Guacamole is all about the burritos tonight. Worst day in Canucks history. Welcome to another decade of no playoffs, says Hanglaw. Did I say that right? Or Hangia? Hangia, man. Sorry for your loss. I don't know what to say, man. Okay. I know what I was looking for. I was gonna pop up the cap numbers, you guys. Oh, did we get those? Oh, Pasha says the soap opera. I like this from Pasha Ashby. I think I said it right. Anyway, here we go. I'll just pull it up so you all can see it. Pasha, he's one of the producers for Chicklets. He's a big time Devils fan, but he lives in Vancouver, I believe. So here's Pasha. He says the soap opera in Vancouver is finally over. If Heedle can stay healthy, and it's big if, he's a great ad. Don't overlook PD Factor in the trade. Turn with the dark cloud lifted about. He's about to pop off. As for the New York Rangers, Morgan's a future just to miss the playoffs. I don't know. Okay. I just loved it because we know he's a known Rangers hater fan. So anyway, that's Pasha's thing. I don't know what. Yeah. So anyway, Pettersson still may get moved. That would have been one of the questions I would have asked Frank Saravelli if we had gotten him on tonight. Shout out Frank for even considering coming on. But I will get you guys Frank Saravelli. We will get you good things. We're getting Colby Cohen on the College Hockey Show. I reached out to Johnny Lazarus tonight. He unfortunately was doing he has like 10 jobs like Hot Take Hockey. So he was calling a game for UMass. So he's a UMass alum too. So Rangers aren't making the playoffs. Miller or no Miller, he's not that god. You mean he's not that guy or he's not that good? Because God thing doesn't make sense to me. That's probably a type of guessing. They should have gotten Jordan says they should have gone for Cooley instead of Heedle, just based on the injury history. One might think that. Here we go. Hot take. Pettersson could still get moved. I think Cousins and Byram or Sillinger or Provorov and picks make sense. Yeah, so that was one of our original titles and it still is. Do we think I've heard that the Pettersson Blue Jackets were very close. Now, this is my thing. Are they blowing it up if they trade Pettersson though? And to me, Quinn Hughes is going to be demanded to be traded too.
My take on that is I think they put Pettersson out there to see what GMs were willing to give up. Not ever intending on trading him, but just to get some information on what GMs were willing to, what's on the table, what they're willing to give.
Ooh, I think they were serious. Yes, Frank Saravelli, Saad. We'll get Frank Saravelli on. Yes, we're trying very hard to bring you guys high-level elite content. And yes, Daily Faceoff's own Frank Saravelli. I text back and forth with him. I'm trying to do this for a living, so we got to bring you the best, man. We can't claim to be the best and then not bring you the best. So, I mean, I won't claim to be the best, but I'll be claimed to be the only. I know we're the only show that talks nightly hockey, gambling, and stuff at 10 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday. So, and we've been doing it for like 2 years, and now we're on this big platform thanks to Hot Take Hockey. So we appreciate you guys. We're gonna do our best, Saad, to get good guys. You think Hughes is an untouchable? Yes, but I mean, he said he didn't want to be part of a real rebuild. He could demand a trade. Fortescue is why we could trade Mancini. Yeah, Fortescue looks very good in college. Yes. Cooley is nothing special after third liner for life. Victor Foles. If I said that weird, Victor, it's because I read it weird, not because you wrote it weird. So I apologize there. I want Thompson and Power for Pee Wee, not Cousins and Byram. Yeah, I'm going to guess they're probably not trading Thompson and Power, Cindy Cat. Cousins and Byram are probably the guys they trade. Oop. JT had his name chanted at a WWE when he was on break. Fan favorite out here. Yeah, Jack. I get you. Let's get the likes up. Yeah, let me know where we're at on likes. If you guys are in the YouTube chat, Pearlo, just give me an update on likes. That's how you involve you guys. So, let's go back to what I said before I went on my little diatribe there, just to go through everything. Do you think? Do you guys see Pettersson and a fit in Columbus? And now, do they even consider doing any of these moves because of trading JT Miller?
I don't think Vancouver's going to be in a real hurry
Rick.
to beat Pettersson that quick here. I mean, this far ahead of deadline, I think they go into the Four Nations. I think Vancouver just see how it plays out the next few games without Miller in the lineup. Get back home in Vancouver, just see how the vibe is, see how Petey's doing, see how the team's
the big rush to trade Pettersson this year is before his no trade kicks in. But Hot Take Hockey asks in the chat, hey, what about Bresser? I 1,000,000% expect Bresser to get traded. If they don't trade Bresser, they're dumb. I think, they're not smart. And I also expect this will be last year for Tocchet. I think the Flyers might be coming calling. This is Torts last year too. So I think they probably feel like we got what we need from Torts. Let's bring in another coach. Torts will get a front office gig, assistant to the GM or assistant to the Predators, and in a hockey ops, Keith Jones or something, special, you know what I'm saying? They'll give him some sort of honorary term, and then, but BJ Ballin says, I like Pettersson for Kent Johnson and Provorov. What do you guys think? Come on.
I don't think Columbus is going to give Johnson up, but they got a lot of guys there. The Blues kid
for Pettersson.
They got
You wouldn't give up Johnson for Pettersson?
I don't think they do. Okay, let's say that Pettersson may be the better player, but Johnson is like a Goudreau type. I think they have a lot more assets that they can give without having to give him up and still put a good package together that's better than just about anybody out there for him. So I don't think they would need to put him out there to get Pettersson. And they love him in Columbus, and I really don't see them putting it out there. I don't think they'd have to. But honestly, I just don't think Pettersson's moving. I think they really love him there, and now that Miller's gone, I think you're going to see him take off again. The guy was 100.
That's what Pasha said. You agree with Pasha then? So Hot Take says Canucks could get a first, 3 firsts for the Canucks could get a first. 3 firsts for the Canucks would be nice. Could flip them at the draft and get a huge fish, I guess. I mean, who's another huge fish though? Like I don't know. This is what Hot Take proposed. He says, if I'm Canucks, Jackets, Sillinger, Provorov, first, second for Pettersson, it's a win-win deal. But you got to re-sign Provorov. You have to have the extension in place. And I heard he wants to stay there, and they kind of want to keep him. So it's tough, man. I know his name's been thrown around all year. Ken says, question. What teams out there have actual cap space to absorb Pettersson's contract?
Columbus.
Well, Columbus definitely does. They're actually below the cap floor because of the Johnny Gaudreau tragedy. And do they have the assets to give up the third party? Yeah, see, Columbus is probably makes the most sense because they're basically one of the few teams that could do it. Columbus or Anaheim, really. I feel like are the 2 teams. And you could maybe see Utah do it, but I don't think they would. Maybe if they're being super aggressive, but who are you going to give up? You're going to give up Keller or Cooley?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think you are. It's going to be tough, man.
It'd have to be like Hayton. Maybe if they pony up, they don't really. They've been giving up first. That first would still be a decent pick.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're not getting a first from like a bottom feeder where it's going to be a top 5, top 10 pick, again, go back and look at these drafts and look at the success rates. Victor says the problem with the Rangers is we let our prospects rot in Hartford. Why isn't Offerman up? Yeah, I don't know, man. That's one too. I would have thought maybe they would have looked at parting with or something, but they didn't have to give him up. That's always a win-win, Victor. Yeah, the cap space could be more valuable for Vancouver. That's very true. They could also now afford to probably keep Besser pretty easily, especially with the cap and stuff. Maybe they just ultimately say, hey, Brock, we're going to do this. Hughes looks a little injured tonight. He must be getting traded to the Leafs for Riley and a picture of JT Miller hugging Pete. Blended. All right, that was a good one, buddy. The new cap makes PD trade way less likely unless they get a monster package, of course. Frank said the Canucks are waiting a bit with PD. Okay. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate that. Have you heard that on thing or Frank tweeted? I didn't see anything from Frank recently. And we can put the trade back up if anybody asks. But we were talking about, I really truly am with you guys. I know this was probably, once JT Miller got traded, I felt like they're not trading Elias Pettersson. I thought it was one or the other. I always felt like it was one or the other. If you're trading both, you're moving Hughes and you're starting over. And then you got to trade Demko, and these are all depressed assets. This isn't a good time to trade Demko, stuff like that. So super bad. 4-1 stars. Yep, empty net. Does that hurt you, Pearlo?
No, I had Vancouver team total under, but I didn't get the exact score. So, but it's still good.
You did. I thought you had a 3-1 score.
I had 3-1 and a 3-2, and I didn't get it. But I also had Vancouver team total under and Dallas in regulation, and they were bigger bets. So I'm not.
Yeah, we actually have 93 on X watching. Thank you very much, people that follow me on X and watch. And we have 67 live in the chat. We're at 160 right now, guys. Okay, I wanted to get back to some comments here real quick. New York whiffed on Anderson, Hedel, Kravtsov, Lundqvist, all first-round busts, all part of the rebuild. Disgraceful. Okay. Mark Brown says, is Drury saying I can't threaten Mika and waive him, so we'll piss him off with Miller? I don't know, Mark. I don't know. I heard Vancouver said no to Mika Zibanejad already. So, hey, leave a like, subscribe. Perlo, I think you are frozen. Have you frozen?
I'll fix it. Right
yep.
now.
Okay, I'll drop you out so we get you going. Me and Rico go to the big wide shot here until we get it back. Mika can't be waived or traded or bought out. If you have a no movement clause, you cannot be waived. So that's how you get out of that. No, if you have the no trade clause, they say we'll waive you if you don't waive your no trade. They get out of that by having a no movement clause. So yeah, leave a like and subscribe. I think we got Perlo back. He's all in and we can see him. Ken says, wouldn't it have made sense to move Pettersson first? He's younger, doesn't have the no movement clause, and would have brought back more assets. I agree with you, Ken. That's the person I would have traded, quite frankly, and then just seen what you could have got out of JT Miller, because you could always move JT Miller in a year or two, and he's probably not going to be that much, I suppose a little bit less valuable. Looks like the Canucks just scored a power play goal. So does that burn you, Perlo? 4-2?
No, still good.
Okay. Yep, 2 minutes left. Canucks just got a power play goal.
Jake
DeBrusk. Okay, and still 1-0 Utah in that Columbus game, by the way. And then I haven't seen the Avs score in a minute here, but I'm guessing it's close to. Avs are still up 4-0. So Makar, Drouin, Natchez with his 17th. Is that his first with the Avs? And then Jonathan Drouin again. 2 goals tonight for Jonathan Drouin.
3-point night, too. 3-point night for Drouin. Good for him.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Thank you, Rick. Rick, thank you for sharing the stream. Perlo must have entered from a third party called Rollers instead of Rogers. Yeah, so Perlo's not in Canada anymore, blended. So joke's on you. He's in Indiana, my friend. All right.
I'm an American now, buddy.
Yeah. He's in America. Okay. Now I don't want Zib. The contract looks bad. Yep. Jack, I kind of feel like that Zibanejad contract and that JT Miller contract are kind of one and the same. But we'll see. no doubt the Rangers won the trade for sure. So, all right. Besser or for Zegras? Yeah. So here's the thing. You got to be certain Zegras wants to re-sign with you. So that's going to be a tough one. I could see Besser wanting to sign with Anaheim for sure. But I don't know if Zegras would sign with Vancouver. But it wouldn't be worth it. It would be worth a shot to try BJ Ball. And if you're the GM, why not make an offer and see? Well, talk to Zegras' reps. Hey, would you extend? Blah, blah, blah. They got to extend him. So with the cap going up, I think Zegras could easily get 7x7 with his upside anyway. I know that sounds out of control, but someone's going to pay him like that kind of money. But he's looked okay. I mean, this year he's the injuries, man. So they all really messed that up by just not giving him like a small bridge deal, 3 years, just give him 3 years at 5. That wouldn't have been terrible. That wouldn't have been unmovable. I think they ended up at 2 at 4-6 or something. And they made him hold out basically. And when you don't make camp, we saw what happened with Jeremy Swayman this year. He's not playing well. And it's because he wasn't in camp. It was stupid. So these young guys, man, you got to get them in camp. The Rangers keep just getting gifts, and the Lightning get during their and what was the Lightning getting during their cup runs? Matter of fact, what was Vegas getting? Yeah, Vegas. I don't know where you got your comment from. If you're talking to somebody, specifically New York Yankee, I didn't say it was a gift. I have somebody I don't think Pearlo or Rico said it was a gift. But whoever you're conversating with, just add them. And then, maybe they'll respond. So, yeah, let's get some likes. Let's go. Leave a like, subscribe. Turn on notifications. Again, we're live every night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We've had a lot. We went last Friday. I went on here. We had 500 people because the biggest hockey trade we could remember since Joe Thornton happened in the trading of Marty Necas and Jack Drury to Colorado for Mikko Rantanen. Again, just kind of blown away there. So Dallas is 5 and Vancouver 2. That score is going to be final. Looks like you good there, Pearlo?
Yep. That's
you
final.
win that
That's
bet.
great. Nothing wrong with that.
4-0 still Avalanche, 6 minutes left to go. And then I believe the Utah Hockey Club Blue Jackets still 1-0. Nick Schmaltz is your goal scorer for them. 5 minutes left to go in the second. So very low scoring. Hopefully you had the under in that one. So just saying. Beef in the chat. Oh, I don't know if there's beef in the chat. I didn't see who.
No way.
What?
This game ended 5-3 Dallas after all that. Oh my God. Vancouver scored like seconds left.
Yeah, they did. They just got a goal. Sorry.
Oh,
does that wreck you, Pearlo?
No. I'm good. I got Dallas puck line, Utah puck line, Colorado puck line, and all those 3 in regulation. I parlayed them both.
Sweet. So, Rico's doing better than me.
In the shot
still
props,
doing very good, but that's a killer freaking parlay. Right. Of the ages from Rico if Trey doesn't do something big for the deadline.
Yeah, you can let me read it, Pearlo.
Sorry,
that's okay.
Read it out loud because I was reading it.
Because that's how we do it on the show.
Yeah. Sorry about that. My brain didn't stop my mouth.
You're good. Okay, yeah. So basically, what Hot Take Hockey was saying is he wants a rant from our main man Rico for the ages if Tree Living doesn't do something big before the deadline. I'll tell you what, HTH. I know you're a pounder for the Leafs, but you look at the teams that have won Stanley Cups, they haven't done big trades. I just think you need something small. Sean Corrali, third line center, something like that. Nothing big. I actually don't see Columbus trading Sean Corrali unless they're out of it, but what do? I don't know. So you got a planned rant, Rico, if Tree Living doesn't do anything?
Not yet. I'm still in the calm stage here, but yeah, let me build up to it a bit.
Would you be angry if they don't trade at all? If they don't make a trade? If you're a Leafs fan, I know HTH, you don't have to answer this. I know you'd be losing your mind.
The thing is, there's always moves to be made. If Toronto's in win now, like a handful of other teams, the East a little bit wide open. You gotta make a couple moves. I mean, just you got to get healthy first of all.
So HTH, who is that player? He says, well, when I say big time contributor in some way, a shutdown 3C would be unreal. So that's why I like Corrali. He's a really good defensive player. He's been on some long runs. Was he on that Bruins championship team? Did he win a Stanley Cup with them? He's been to some Stanley Cup finals, though, with them. He was definitely on that team that lost to the Blues. I thought. He was on the Bruins for a while. Sean Corrali? Anyway, just tell me a third-line center that fits the bill that Tree Living could trade for. That's what I want to know. Sean Lawton? Scott Lawton, sorry. I heard Philly doesn't really want to move him. And they want like 2 first-round picks for him. And yeah, you'd have control. I mean, to me, who is it you can give up realistically? Stop naming Topi, Niemela, all these. I've never heard one team say we need Topi Niemela from the Leafs. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. It's not realistic. This isn't NHL 25 franchise mode. Like, this is, give me something real. Jake Evans is a good one. I like that one. I'm hearing the Washington Capitals are in on Jake Evans, by the way. I just don't know if Montreal are going to want to trade him. And I hope they trade him to the Caps. We could use him because Lars Eller is washed. He's good player. He can still win faceoffs. He still plays good defensively, but he just does not have the scoring touch like he used to. So I would like a Jake Evans. He's having like a perfect third line center. Okay, so here's what Hot Take has. He says Pageau, Ryan Strome, Novak, or Donato.
I was just gonna say Ryan Strome. I was looking through.
What's the contract? What's the contract?
I just basically had him. I was looking at him. I'm like,
what's he got for goals this year too, though? Is he a noticeable is he a note? Cowan is a legit asset. Yes, no, I'm not. I didn't say Cowan. I said Topi Niemela. I'm just saying, yes, if you give up Easton Cowan for Scott Lawton, maybe the Flyers do that. I would maybe do that. If you're not in win now mode for Toronto, what are you in? I don't understand. You're going to possibly lose Tavares and Marner in the offseason. So, yeah. Lawton makes 5. So what did you have to have coming off the roster? That's part of it too. So you don't have the LTIR to save you. So that's also part of it, right? You've got to have some room. What Dallas is the team. I want to know what they're doing. Obviously, they won tonight. They're going to be upset they gave up 2 goals late in that game, though. They're missing Heiskanen. Yeah, San Jose will be sellers, Rick, but I don't think they have much to trade away, and they don't have any retention slots at all. So those don't come off for a while, I think, a couple of them. So, maybe if they got Couture back and he was healthy, someone could take on his salary. Like, he would make sense for Columbus. Like, if they, take Logan Couture, and, they wouldn't have to give up anything. I'm assuming San Jose would.
What about a Barclay Goodrow?
Does he have more? Is he a UFA?
I don't think so.
I think they're going to keep anybody they have under contract for long term that's like him. I think he's a good locker room guy. I don't think they're going to make that mistake with him like the Rangers did. Backlund from Calgary, Pearlo, you think they'd trade their captain?
If they fall out, it wouldn't, because he's probably not coming back after this year.
Everybody, by the way, the general consensus I heard all day, and I know there was a lot of debate in the chat last night, that Calgary won that trade. They got the 2 NHL players. Yeah. So, let's get some likes and leave a like, subscribe, turn on noties. Brandon Saad. Yep, and Brandon Saad called. Did I say he was signing with Vegas? Yes, I did. I said Saad will be signing in Vegas, and he signed in Vegas. Yep, we had that on the thing too, Saad. Thank you. We could move on to that topic. What do you think of Saad signing in Vegas? Let's go back to the why.
I think so. What if he had his contract terminated? He gave up money to not go down to the AHL to be able to stay in the NHL and get moved to a team where he could be on a playoff contending team, right? That's how that works out. Like he doesn't get all of his contract that's owed to him this year.
He terminated his contract. He terminated. But again, we said he made $57.2 million in his career. He's fine.
Yeah.
And he's won 2 Stanley Cups. So he's now playing because he wants to win another cup. He wants to get his name on the cup. He's by the way, he's only 32. He could have 4 or 5 years left in the league. I don't know. Maybe there was just an issue with the coach. I don't know. But he didn't take him very long to sign with Vegas. They could use the secondary scoring if he gives them anything. But he's a good going to the front net guy. Maybe he fits well with them. I don't know. Maybe that frees up Eichel or whatever. I don't know what they're doing there. But you never know. Sometimes a guy just needs an opportunity too, right? If a team has an opening in that position, he could tear it up. We could look back and be like, remember when they got Brandon Saad? It was like getting Chris Drape. You know what I'm saying? Like just one of those things where could be a big deal. Vegas has got to get some more scoring and stuff. So, all right. We went 2 hours last night talking, and we got this JT Miller trade. We've been expecting it. I do not want to have a 2-hour show tonight. I know HTH was live for over 2 hours. It's going into the weekend. We have 9 games to talk about. Let's get into the games for tomorrow, guys. Blackhawks Panthers. The ABC game of the week, 1 p.m. Eastern. Very early game for me. So like 8:30 or something. 9 a.m. Excuse me. I apologize. You guys are the betters. You have to talk and say what you're going to take. Blackhawks plus 320. You're betting this?
I'm just putting stuff up here so I can do it for you.
Yeah, just trying to find a way to take the Blackhawks because Florida's minus 400. It's just trying to see what kind of spot they're in. But it's the front end of a back-to-back for Florida, and they play the Islanders after, so Bobrovsky probably won't get this one. So, sneaky little spot for Chicago here.
Yeah, Chicago not been playing terrible.
Why wouldn't you take Chicago in this spot? Early
plus
game?
320. Yeah. Throw a $5 on there. Okay. Perlo, you feeling the same way?
I can easily see Florida not caring about this game. I could see it. Like I'm betting Chicago or nothing else. So yeah.
Wait. No, Bobrovsky's confirmed. Sorry. So is Mrazek.
Bobrovsky at home hasn't been good this year. So let's go. Okay. Let's go, Chicago.
Okay, everybody's on Chicago. Okay. Rangers Bruins. ABC 3:30 Eastern. So we got a couple ABC games. Doubleheader Blackhawks Panthers. So those are games you can watch nationally on the local channel. You can also watch them on ESPN Plus in the States. And I don't know, I'm guessing Sportsnet Plus or whatever the app is in Canada that you guys use to watch the games. So where are you guys coming out on that? Rangers, Bruins, and I'm guessing a JT Miller will be in the lineup for the New York Rangers.
The Bruins just got their eyes pumped shut twice by the Jets and the Sabres.
Yeah, I kind of like New York has actually been playing well here. I would be all over the Rangers. And they're going to be jazzed getting JT Miller. Just like you said, the team that got the best trade. Definitely. So.
I can't trust Boston right now at all. Like they look awful, to tell you the honest truth. So I'm going minus 105. I'll take the Rangers here for sure.
Okay, Rick, are you talking about the Frozen Four of the College Hockey National Championship, or do you mean the Four Nations face-off? Clarify, Rick, because I think you mean the Four Nations face-off, because no one's ever worried about college kids getting hurt in a 3-game tournament. You know, it's 3 games. It's not too big. It's the okay. You guys both picked Bruins, Rangers?
Yeah.
Wild Senators, plus 124 road dogs are the Minnesota Wild. Don't know why. They've been playing very, very well. They just shut out the Montreal Canadiens at home in Montreal. Marc-Andre Fleury's last start. We talked about that last night. It was crazy. It was wonderful. It was a really cool thing to see. I think Minnesota is going to win this game. I think Ottawa is not playing good defense, and they still have issues in net because Olmark's out, and I think that's a problem. I don't know how they're favored in this game, but I don't give the picks. Pearlo and Rico does. Go ahead, Rico.
Yeah, both teams are coming off 3 wins in a row. Ottawa's heading out on the road after this, and Minnesota's just trying to bank points right now in Ottawa, in Boston after this. Yeah, if you're getting plus money with Minnesota, I could take them on a flyer here. Ottawa's usually sleepy on those home games before they take off on the road. So, yeah, I could see Minnesota.
Yeah.
The other thing is Gustafsson's back in Ottawa after a while. Like, that's his old team. So Minnesota has that too. But I'm going to go with the draw and the under here. I don't think you're going to see a lot of goals. That'll be my thing on this one. Yeah.
Blended likes 3-2 Wild in overtime, and Ken likes Wild over Senators 4-2. Love it. Rick was talking about the Four Nations Cup. Oh, Rick, I'm on the record. Some big name player is going to be hurt, and I hope it's not somebody for Winnipeg. I just feel like they've had bad luck with that sort of thing. So, or Ottawa, so they can continue to make a run. Okay. You guys are all on the Wild there. I like it. That's 2+ teams so far. Islanders, Lightning. Islanders winners of 6 in a row. I think the Lightning are missing some key players. Is Sorelli out for them? I don't know. I could be lying. Hold on. I'm going to check and see. But Rico, in the meantime, give your pick and then on to Pearlo.
Islanders are rolling right now. Dude, coming off wins against Colorado, like they're beating Carolina. They're beating some good teams here. So until they stop, I'll probably be off them. But Tampa here, they're on a bit of a homestand.
Tampa's not missing anybody of note. JJ Moser. That's it. They're not missing anybody. They're fine.
Yeah, and you know what? I think Tampa stops the Islanders here.
The Islanders are missing Pollock, Dobson, Riley, and Hoberg, and also Simeon Varlamov. I didn't realize Varlamov was out for them too. So, unless it's not Sorokin. Perlo, how are you feeling on this one?
It's hard it's hard not to take the Islanders the way they're playing. Ball looks like he's kind of beat this system into them. I think this is going to be a grinded out tough game. And if Tampa's not ready to fight, watch out. I'm going to go against my friend Rico, which is not, and I'm going to take a look at the Islanders and keep rolling here, maybe.
Yeah, so Blended likes Tampa 5-1. Islanders over the Lightning, Ken. So Perlo and Rico are divided like the chat is divided. The next game, the Nashville Predators, who played tonight actually, play the Pittsburgh Penguins at home. Pittsburgh is bad. Pittsburgh is still missing. So day-to-day for Nashville is Saros. They're missing Royce, Lozon, and Jankowski. All that's out for Pittsburgh is Evgeny Malkin. And they actually look a little bit better of a team right now. So I don't know what to say. They're not good. They won because Crosby got his game up for Utah. Anyway, I don't know. You guys want to spend any time talking about this game? There is no favorite. I mean, I guess Pittsburgh is the favorite by a little tiny bit, but
I'll take a draw.
Yeah.
Draw. Please draw all day. Okay,
Yeah.
Next game. Washington Capitals, first game of the year against the Winnipeg Jets. I think it's the game to watch. It's an NHL Network game. So guess what? 1.8 million people can watch it that stream, and the other 90 are SOL. So a good job, NHL. You put one of the best markets on the NHL Network, which nobody gets. Again, thank you so much. You're stupid.
Yeah.
Tell us how you really feel, Beard.
I'm pissed. This is a game I would watch. I
know.
got stuff, dude. I got stuff going on tomorrow anyway, so I won't be watching much hockey, honestly, tomorrow. I'm going to miss this game. Sorry about it. Jets are missing nobody, really. Adam Lowry, that's not good. And Mark Barron, or not Mark Barron, Matthew Barron. I got that wrong. Barron. Anyway, Sonny Milano out for the Caps. Backstrom and Oshie, they list them as out, but those guys are out forever. They're never coming back. So, yeah. So, I would not touch this game with a 10-foot pole. I want to just enjoy and watch it, but I won't even be able to watch it. So, where are you guys at on this?
You want to go record?
We got 100 on X right now, 100 on X, and 38
I'm
in
not,
the YouTube.
I'm not going to bet this game, but if I were, just because Washington's coming off a long road trip, I think the Jets have the advantage here. But I mean, they're getting plus money against Washington, so I'll take that. But I could totally see this being.
Oh, they're not. I'm not getting plus money. I got minus 108, minus 112 per FanDuel.
Washington's favored though.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I could totally see a draw in this game. Logan Thompson and Hellebuck. I could just see a goalie matchup.
And they waited. They didn't. They played Charlie Lindgren against the Ottawa Senators, and that was like 2 consecutive starts for Charlie Lindgren. So you could tell he wasn't ready for it. And the Caps almost, they got a point out of it. So, I'm with you, man. Yep. Let's see what's happening.
I'm with the draw, and if this isn't the under, I don't know what is. Those 2 goaltenders, my gosh, they could even try to play offensive and still.
I hope Ovi has a hat trick.
Yeah, put me on the under in the draw. This is going to be one hell of a game, and I can't watch it either. So NHL, I'm with you. NHL can go F themselves. Sorry, that's brutal.
Well, you can watch it, but you have to do it by illegal means. How does that help the NHL anyway?
Doesn't. No.
Hey, Kings Hurricanes. Kings haven't scored in the last 2 games. They're plus 142. I wouldn't touch them. The Canes look money. They just got the 4th best player in the NHL, hands down, and Mikko Rantanen. They won that trade. I think long-term, though, we're going to look, especially if he doesn't re-sign. Natchez is going to be nasty with Colorado. And you know what that dude's going to do? I'll take 8 times 8. I'll take 8 times 8. And then they'll be able to add Sidney Crosby or whoever the hell they want in the years down the road. You know what Sidney Crosby in his last year, why would they trade him? Then Pearlo's right. It will be live to tell you about it. Okay, Kings Hurricanes. Where are you guys at?
Yeah. Love Carolina here. LA, show me you can put some goals on the board. What, 2 goals in their last 3 games? Yeah, no, give me LA. I mean Carolina. Hurricanes.
Yeah.
They're putting
anybody that's watched hockey in the last week and has a brain was on the Hurricanes and watched. The Kings will win the game. But anyway, They haven't been playing good. So Kings are terrible. They've looked very slow, says Ken. Yeah, I haven't seen that, Ken. They've looked really, really good early in the year. They can't find a scoring touch right now to save their life. And I don't know what's going on, but there's a locker room dynamic there I do not like. Because PLD is on course to set a record for most career points with the Capitals. And our locker room is known as one of the better locker rooms in the NHL. They're a very tight-knit group. They get along. Something's going on in the Kings locker room. So,
yeah, it's LA when they have to match up on the road. They just look at their road record. It's abysmal, and their home record is fantastic. So, if you're going to do that against Carolina's deep all through the lineup. They can beat the crap out of it. So I'm with Carolina.
I think I think LA's home record is not as bad as you think it is.
No, the home record is excellent. Their road record is not very good.
They're 11-14 on the road, so there are sub 500, but that's there's worse teams. Calgary's 9-11. The Nationals 6-16.
The fact that they're a playoff team, that's a terrible record.
Well, the Blue Jackets have an 8-14 record, and they're in a playoff spot right now. So they have a terrible. But you know what the Blue Jackets are? They're a plus differential team. And LA is too. They play good defensively. So they're not giving up a lot of goals. I think LA leads the league. They're like low. They might lead the league in goals allowed, like least amount.
They do.
They're actually second, Pearlo. Who are they behind?
Goals allowed now? Because they were first, but
they're second. They're second with 125 goals allowed. Who's first? The Washington
Capitals, yeah, of course.
124, baby. And then right behind them, Dallas Stars, Winnipeg Jets. That's why if you're taking the under there. Capitals might have the best culture in the league. The amount of reclamation projects they have successfully are well done. And yeah, it's not on accident, Jack. It's not on accident. Okay. We got 2 games left. And you Kings. You guys are on Kings, or who's on Kings and who's on
Carolina.
You both are on Carolina. Okay. Maple Leafs Oilers Saturday. I mean, the Royal Rumble's going. I'm going to be doing my thing. I'm going to miss this game. This is going to be a good game. I think the Oilers win. Rico. Leafs haven't been playing good. Oilers been playing real well.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I'll take the over. I think Oilers eventually probably beat them in the end, but yeah, I think it's going to be an entertaining game.
Yeah. If this is an under, then I'll take Toronto. But I don't think it is over, and I'll take Edmonton as well. Look at that! I'm taking my team, Edmonton.
I would put $5 on the Maple Leafs at plus 140 just to be like, oh, but I think that I just think the way the Oilers are playing right now, and Tavares is out. He has played really well. No Nyes either for the Leafs. Okay, yeah, that's tough.
Ekholm played today too.
Oh, is he? See, that's bad news for them. Because they are
good news for the over, though.
Well, I got to tell you, too, man, that's what I've been wondering about Edmonton. They've been very healthy. I know McDavid was banged up, but every team has gone through it this year, and it's just only going to get harder. And if you haven't had one, you're bound to get one. The hockey gods give all the team. Some get just brutalized by it. It makes me wonder what their training staff is doing. But I would be nervous if I was an Oilers fan, just because we hadn't have any real significant injuries, and if Lindholm or Ekholm's not healthy, that's not good. So you guys are all on Oilers?
I am.
Yeah.
Rico.
Yeah.
Sorry, Toronto Maple Leafs fans. I know, man, but hopefully they pull it out. It'll be fun if they do. I know Hot Take Hockey will be wild, and Leafs are getting both Tavares and Nyes back. They're both playing tomorrow, says Salvatore. Oh, is that
okay? I'm taking the Leafs.
Are they really they getting them both
back? The only thing about this game is that it's not really a home game for Edmonton, because like every Toronto fans are half the
Edmonton's pretty dominant Edmonton fans in that building as of late, Pearlo.
Yeah, but not when it's Toronto. My gosh, I don't know what they do.
There ain't that many Leaf fans there.
Oh, ridiculous, dude.
Okay. All right. The one time
a lot of people have family in Edmonton too from Toronto, and it's pretty much as cheap to fly down and watch a game in Edmonton and see your family than it is to go watch a game in Toronto. So they all fly down, and they have these bought long time ago. So yeah, it's
I'm just gonna tell you, Matthew Elias is still listed as out, upper body. And Tavares is day-to-day. So I haven't found you guys. If you know where you got that information, throw it in the chat. I can't find it. There was a lot of other things.
Yeah, Tavares was taking power play reps today, so I didn't hear about Nyes, but I know Tavares is on the air.
I missed the first part of Kipper and Bourne because I was listening to Jeff Merrick, who ran a little long today. So, and I missed the first half of Jeff Merrick because I was busy with other stuff. You can't tell a home game when the Leafs are playing in Western Canada. Okay, Randy. All right, Randy. I'll take your word for it. Nyes confirmed today on Leafs Nation. That is okay. Thank you, Blended. I wasn't doubting you. I just didn't know because I hadn't seen it. So I appreciate it. So Rico changes his pick to Leafs. You still on the Oilers, Pearlo?
Yeah, I'm still on the Oilers in the over.
Yeah, Leafs at plus 140, not a bad thing, but nice. I think Tavares. This is definitely a measuring stick for both teams. Okay, Red Wings Flames, final game of the night. Final game of the week for us. This has been a long week. First full week on Hot Take Hockey. It's been unbelievable. John said he might pop in tonight, but we're probably not going to see him before we go. But it's been one of those really awesome weeks. We've had so much trading and stuff to talk about since last Friday. Crazy. Like this JT Miller thing happens, and we had the thing. So before I go down the road, Red Wings plus 100 on the road in Calgary. How you guys feeling? Wings, Johan says.
I like the draw here. Dustin Wolf and Met. Detroit's been playing well. They're on a bit of a streak. And Detroit's, I think, in Vancouver, I think the next day. So they're going to try and slow this game down a little bit, knowing they got to save their legs for next day. And this was a tight game last time they played. It wasn't until back in November, I think, but it was like a 2-1, I think, Detroit win when they played last. So low event game, low scoring, maybe a draw.
Yeah, sounds
I
good.
like the draw too, but I'm also this Calgary team's just finding a way, and they are freaking grinding everything out. They're playing with a lot of heart. They're fighting right now. They're fighting. They remind me of when Nashville made the playoffs, and they are fighting. They are fighting hard, and I think they get a bump with that trade too. So I'm going to take Calgary, but it could be a draw. I could see the draw as well. So
Ken says if Wolf is playing, then Calgary, but won't bet if Vladar. He's just been awful.
Oh, if it's Vladar, yeah, forget about it.
And Blended says 100% Ken. Okay. All right. Thank you. Red Wings win. Calgary lost the trade. Okay. So I don't know what. Okay. You felt like Calgary lost the trade. Okay. I don't know, man. I think Farabee and Frost are just going to add depth to that lineup, and it's going to help them. And they're not old players, so it's not going to hurt their plan with the cap going up. And they got a new building coming in. I kind of like it. I respect Conroy for making the move. And yeah, they gave up a guy in Peltier that you'd like to see, but he's, it is what it is, man. I think Peltier will fit well with Briere. I think Briere sees it. By the way, Utah just scored to make it 2-0.
Kerfoot.
Did you have a goal scoring prop for Kerfoot? Did you have a goal scoring?
Your top line center for Utah tonight.
Kerfoot, yeah.
But, hey,
by the time I found out about it, the price was not very good, so I ended up not taking it. But that's all right.
Yeah. But on this Calgary trade, like you said, good on Conroy for bringing in that depth. And that's a GM rewarding your team for playing well, playing hard this year, and staying in the mix, and needing to add a little bit just to stay there and see if you can still compete this year. And they're rewarding the players by making that trade for a little bit of win now. I know Calgary's got a lot of stuff coming in the future, a lot of picks and stuff, but that's rewarding your players for the play they've done this year, and that's awesome to see.
Good call.
Yeah, I think it's so low risk. Calgary had all that cap space. They're going to get even more when the cap gets expanded. Philly didn't have cap space. They get out of two players that didn't want to be a part of their future. Clearly, they were looking to get rid of those guys. I feel like this is one of the best possible trades they could have got. Maybe Kuzmenko finds chemistry with Mishkov, and, Peltier can learn something from Briere. Let's see. Maybe he comes in. I've liked his game at times. So, but yeah, clearly I thought Calgary won the trade, but long-term, it could be different. So Blendon says Frost and Farabee will bring more to the lineup than Calgary than Peltier, Kuzmenko. I love it. You have to give up to get something. Yep. Randy, I feel you, buddy. I love the pop-up. I actually get to see when you guys have pictures. I can actually see what you look like, Randy. It's like, oh, I wonder what Randy looks like. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see what Randy looks like when we get the pop-up. If you put a photo in there. If the new guys push Kapka down, that'll be prop. Okay.
I'll be very surprised if Kuzmenko works out in Philadelphia, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if he does, because the guy's got a lot of talent. And if he could find a spot, I think he could do really well. But I'll be pleasantly surprised if he does.
Blended says this is a good way to end the show tonight. Blended says Kuzmenko will rage quick like a 12-year-old video game player once Torts rips into him. Blended, I love your sense of humor. I hope you're joking. I think he'll be fine. I think he's actually going to help with the Kuzmenko thing. And I believe this is probably Torts' last year there anyway. So I think they're just going to bring him into management. I think he's ready to be done coaching. He gave it the old college try, man. He won a Stanley Cup. He's a pretty heck of a good coach. So Darren Hess says Conroy is not done. Conroy has his sets on Rantanen. Well, you know what? I think there's a lot of people that have their sets on Rantanen. I've heard Utah. I've heard Colorado could re-sign him. Can you imagine if Colorado re-signed him and kept Natchez? Oh my God! Especially if Landeskog.
Kadri talking in his ear. You never know.
Oh yeah, it could be Kadri. I don't know. Yeah, you have a Rantanen and Kadri reunion there. Come to Calgary. Calgary's a beautiful place. I don't know. Rangers gave up nothing for JT. That's the exception to the rule. Yeah, I thought they didn't have to give up too much there, Salvatore. I thought it was a little underwhelming for sure. But like Pearlo says, maybe the Canucks weren't coming from. They felt like that was the best deal they could make happen. So, Yeah, the Canucks didn't retain any, so it's good stuff. Okay, final thoughts of the week, Rico.
Yeah, we're just I'm personally happy as well as you guys to be with the hot take hockey universe here. The chat's amazing. It's wicked. We're used to a few people in the chat and stuff, but there's so many cool people in here that are well versed in the hockey verse. So yeah, it's awesome hanging out with you every night and basically, putting it out there and putting out the hot takes, the trades, hitting the like button. And it's a pleasure doing it, man. And that's my favorite part is interacting with the chat and just reading what people are saying and giving our opinion, but most importantly, hearing your opinion too, because we're only 3 of us and you're almost 200 of you tonight. So that's wicked.
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. Like, I just love this. It's been so much fun. We get all these trades too. It's been exciting. The chat.
Yeah, we couldn't have picked a better week to start on Hot Take Hockey for sure. We've had 3 major trades. One that's like we'll be talking about with our grandkids. I was there when they traded Mikko Rantanen for Marty Necas, and we were like, "Holy hell! Our heads exploded."
Yeah,
you wouldn't believe it. Rantanen was like a dominant power forward.
Yeah, Grandma, we heard the story before.
Yeah.
Don't
be disrespectful. I'll beat you at the switch. Anybody ever get to switch when they were a kid? I did.
Oh,
yeah. Pearlo, what are your final thoughts for the week?
These trades are absolutely awesome. It's been fun to go every morning. I'm waking up and looking at what's going to happen next and what's checking out all the depth charts and putting it in there and stuff like that. We're going to have tons more of this coming up. It seems like the trade deadline is going to last from now until the deadline. I don't think we're done here. So keep on tuning in, guys, because this is going to be a fun season. Not to mention there's so many teams, especially in the East, like you don't even know who's going to make it in right now. You got Columbus there. Like it is so tight. This is going to be an exciting trip, man.
Yeah. Eugene Wells says JT Miller's dancing in the Big Apple now. Yep. I think he probably is dancing in the Big Apple. It's a team he played for. He's familiar with. He's been there before. There's still players on that team he played with. So I don't feel like it's going to be that big a game. Remember this weekend, no NFL real football anyway. 9 games on Sunday too. We didn't talk about them, but Devils, Sabres, Flyers, Avalanche, Canadians, Ducks, Islanders, Panthers, Golden Knights, Rangers in Madison Square Garden. Nice. Blue Jackets, Stars, Blues, Utah Hockey Club, Red Wings, Canucks, Flames, Kraken. One thing about this, guys, this is my final thought for the week. This is so amazing to be with Hot Take Hockey. This is something we talked about a while ago. It was John's idea, and it sort of dawned on me, why aren't we doing this? John's putting out content as much as he can with the jobs he's doing. Also, don't forget to check John hosts his live show on Bleacher Report three times a week, and he's giving a hot take good content on Bleacher Report app. So great app. I use it all the time. That's how I check a lot of stuff, keep all my sports stuff in one area. Good stuff there. Our friend Johnny Lazarus works for them too. So Bleacher Report has some decent reporters and stuff. So I'm super happy to have made this move. I think it's been great. We've averaged between my ex and his YouTube, like right now we have 114 people on X, 39 live in YouTube. I appreciate it. I know that John's fan base is fans of him. And so when they tune in and they don't see him, I just ask, give us 2 weeks. We're only going to get better. We're only going to get better at it. This has been a crazy week for stuff here personally for me. And just like with all the trades and stuff, I feel like we've been treading water the entire time. So we're only going to get better. Just give us a chance and we'll represent HTH as well as I can. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please leave comments. I know HTH checks those comments. Him and I try to talk as much as we possibly can with his time. So he's letting me know I'm learning a great deal from him. I'm only super excited. We're going to be back Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel. We can't wait to see you guys. Appreciate you so very much. On your way out, leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I appreciate everybody's involvement in the chat, and we only hope to see this grow further and longer. And remember, folks on X, you can chime in too, and we can see your stuff because of the platform I use. So love to see you guys. Peace. We're out of here.